Now, we recently posted an inspirational message on our Facebook page that reached 300,000 people. And that post really resonated in the people's hearts. And it simply said, God sometimes takes us into troubled waters, not to drown us, but to cleanse us. And that's the truth. God allows things to happen to purify us. And sometimes it's not always pleasant, but it will never, ever cause us demise. It will never cause us destruction, but it will cause our faith to develop. And he'll purge us of our own will, and we'll cleave to him. We'll believe in him. We'll trust him. We'll rely on him. So the saying is true. God sometimes takes us into troubled waters, not to drown us with it, but to cleanse us through it. So let's get into it for a minute and just talk about why that resonated so much in so many of us. Maybe because we're in the middle of something right now and we didn't understand why God allowed it to happen. Maybe because we have been struggling for so long to get past a certain point, financially, emotionally, and we fail to understand what purpose God can have in it. But the more you're going through it, the more your faith is being increased, and you're believing against all odds. You're hoping against all hope, expecting God to come through. It's fine-tuning you. It's causing you to develop strength. You're enduring hardness like a good soldier, and you will see God do great things. Don't become worried and don't become overly concerned. God has all things under his control, and he's going to work it out for your good. Now, here are two comments that we have on this that I want us to touch on. Debbie Hope wrote, yes, that's very true, but sometimes you feel like you're always in the deep end. Well, remember, you said sometimes, not all the time. And sometimes we are in the deep end. But the deeper our problems, the greater our God shows his power. Remember, he said, even when you walk through the waters, they shall not overtake you. And he said, when you walk through the floods, it shall not drown you. He said, and when you walk through the fire, you shall not be burnt, neither shall the flame kindle upon you. Sometimes we are in the deep end, but not all the times. And whenever we are, our God will surely teach us a lesson in it and take us out of it. And somebody else responded to Debbie's comment. It was Karma Stanley, and she wrote, that's not true. James 1:13 says, God does not try anyone with evil things. Well, Karma, God doesn't use evil. No, he doesn't. But he allows us to go into the fire, and he allows us to go into the storm, and he teaches us lessons. Do you remember when Jesus sent his disciples to the other side while he sent the multitudes away? He sent them on the boat and said, I'll meet you there. And he sent them directly into a storm on purpose. And that's the only way Peter had a chance to walk on water. There had to be a storm for Peter's faith to be increased. And although God doesn't do evil things to us, he allows us to get into some situations that we have to depend on him. That's why the Bible tells us to endure the hardness that we go through like a good soldier.